Hi, I'm Kim Blasco. I'm Senior Director of CAS Professional Services at CPA.com. And I have with me today, Rob Henderson.
Hello everyone, I'm Rob Henderson. I'm the partner in charge of advisory services at Wines.
Thank you for joining me today. Talk to me a little bit about how your CAS transformation has gone at Wines.
Yeah, it's been going great. So Kim, it's really been a 2-year process where we've been refreshing and relaunching our CAS practice. We had an existing robust transactional practice, but recently we really saw the need to take it to the next level, and we've been doing a great job in that over the last 2 years. I wasn't the practice leader at first. Our existing CAS practice leader was wearing many hats. Our CAS practice leader was also the tax practice leader, and as we've come to learn that you can't really run an effective CAS practice if you're not fully focused on it. And so over time, we had a change in leadership. I took over the role, and I also brought in a few other people to come in and help me in executive leadership. And as a team, we've been doing a great job in really building this into a true CAS practice. We have been working very closely with you guys in many different aspects of the relaunch. Some of those aspects have really geared around things like human capital, technology, even most important, like vision at first, right? What our ideal client persona is, processes and procedures. There's been a whole gamut of services that we've really relied on CPA.com to assist us with. The other big one for us was the productization of our services. It wasn't really until we sat down and looked at what we were going to offer and put that into a package of productized services, which eventually led to a subscription billing model and a value pricing and value billing model, that we really took off.
Let's talk about tech a little bit, because you also mentioned the tech piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that is a journey in itself, right? So maybe talk to us a little bit about tech stack, maybe where you guys were originally, where you're kind of moving towards today, and how the journey is not done yet.
Yeah, so one of the biggest pieces of advice we had is that you really had to put guardrails and parameters around what your technology stack looked like. And again, when I took over, we already had I'll call it a robust transactional practice. And so it's not like the technology was new. We just wanted to make sure we didn't get spread too thinly for many reasons, right? We can't scale that. We can't be efficient. It's hard to learn new technologies. So when I came in, it wasn't like we had a bunch of different technologies that we had to pare down. It was really, what are we going to move forward with and what can we add to it, which was going to make us an effective CAS practice.
Let's talk a little bit about the ideal client profile. Maybe you can share like a success story, because one of the things that you and I have talked about is, before what you were looking at from an ideal client profile, and the types of clients and prospects that you were going after are very different than what you're looking for today. So maybe share some of that with us.
Right. So like in the very beginning stages of building a practice, you almost want to just take whatever, right? You need the revenue. You want the revenue, and oftentimes you don't think about how effectively or efficient you can process that. CAS is going to be high margin if you do it right. And so when we looked at what our ideal client personas were going to be, part of that was looking at industry concentration. So we started with what does Wines already have an industry concentration in as a firm, and then what does the CAS practice have an industry concentration in? And then we tried to build around that, right? And this is one of the areas where we're still trying to work at building out. But we've seen an influx in service companies, a lot of not-for-profit opportunities out there, and as we've been going out to the market to find prospects, right, the needs from very specific industry verticals have been there, and so we continue to build industry expertise in these areas. Bring on more and more clients, funnel them into a tech stack that allows us to be efficient and our people to service them. And we're seeing the outcome of that from a firm financial standpoint be very effective, and then also from a client service standpoint.
You mentioned you guys have been on this
is our
journey
2-year
for a
mark
couple.
right now. Yeah.
So what's the next steps for you guys in your CAS practice?
We're at 2 years, and we have by no means perfected what we're trying to accomplish. Next steps for us is going to be, continuing to bring in the human capital in the areas that we want to continue to build, and that's going to primarily be more on the CFO, controller, trusted advisor side. We're going to continue to look at technologies. Technology is moving so fast, and there's so many great applications out there that you really do need to be on the cutting edge of adopting them, because by the time you make a decision, they could, become obsolete. We're going to be spending a lot of time continuing to build out these industry verticals. I think that's really the next step. So if we can identify a couple more from the research we did as a firm, identifying our customer concentrations. We're very grateful for what CPA.com and your whole team, right? There's so many people behind the scenes at CPA.com. We really couldn't do this transformation without the consulting services that you guys are offering firms, and I highly recommend them. And then following up as we continue to grow as a team, just really being able to have access to your team, to professionals, really makes it much easier for me as a practice leader to continue this transformation.
Excellent. Thank you again.
Absolutely.
And if you want to know more about our coaching and consulting and other offerings that we have at CPA.com, you can go to our website and find out a lot more information. Thank you.
Thank you.